Right, Shakil, this is only for you now. Well, now I would like you guys to find the answer, and doctor has already found it. What is your answer for this?
So me? You
Yeah,
are asking me?
yeah, I'm asking you.
Okay, so abalone shells.
Abalone shells, right? And sorry, and Amjad, I guess you have already covered it, right?
Yes.
Your answer is correct.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, fine. And Abdurrahman, if you remember, we did this exercise, this particular question on the very first day when I was teaching you and I was telling you that look, sometimes you don't know some word in the passage, you don't know its meaning, still you can find the answer. For example, here we don't know the meaning of ochre maybe, and we may not be knowing the meaning of abalone maybe, right? But still our answer is correct, and this is the beauty. Now, what is the answer to next question? Nowadays, who makes use of ochre?
Indigenous communities.
Who's this?
Me, I'm just sorry.
Me, myself, Amjad. Okay. Anybody else? Now, what you will do, you will try to keep the native meaning of this question. Okay, for doctor, I can translate. For Abdurrahman, I can't, right? So you have to help yourself in that. आजकल
Okay.
कौन use करता है? I'm not translating every word like use. What is the Urdu meaning of use? I'm just translating the major or the general sense of the question. आजकल कौन use करता है? That's it, right?
Okay.
Abdurrahman, you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now I will start reading the passage. Read from this point onward. It can be used to make pigments or say. So here there's a mention of used. But you see, this mention of use is what is the usage of this. It is not mentioning who uses this. It is only telling you what or for what purpose ochre mixture is used. So I will move to the next sentence. Its use spans the history of humans, from those living more than 200,000 years ago to the modern indigenous communities. So now this sentence is telling us that who had been using in the past and who is using this mixture in present modern times. So who is using this in present time, nowadays, or I can say in modern times?
Okay.
So what is the answer?
Indigenous communities.
Indigenous communities, right, Abdurrahman?
Yes, sir.
Well done, Amjad. Well done. I appreciate it. So now, you might not be knowing the meaning of indigenous, right?
Hmm.
Indigenous is something, it is used in many ways. Broadly speaking, you can say something which is developed or which is made locally.
Okay.
Okay. So anyways, made from, number 6, question number 6. Apart from painting, what else might ancient humans have used ochre for? Now just look at the structure of all these sentences. I mean, this is really very, very, complex structure.
Skin decoration or skin protection.
Okay, we'll go to the answer right now. Please focus at this point.
Okay.
Ochre mixture in. In is the last word of this sentence, which is very, very rare actually. What else might ancient humans have used ochre for? Again, for as a last word of a sentence is again very rare. Fine. But this is a general way in which you are asked the questions. You are asked by the IELTS team or whoever generate those questions. They just try to sometimes, not all the times, only 2 or 3 questions would be in this form, in which you will, you'll have to focus on the question. Okay, what this question is asking from me. Apart from painting, what else might ancient humans have used ochre mixture for, or ochre for? So, this could have been asked in a very simpler way, that what was the purpose, or for what reason, or for what purpose ancient humans could have or might have used the ochre mixture apart from the painting. Okay, so now what is the answer? Abdurrahman, sorry, not Abdurrahman, Amjad, please keep quiet. And others too. Doctor, what was your answer?
Sir, skin decoration or
Mm-hmm.
skin protection, but we have to choose two words. So I would say skin decoration or skin protection.
Uh-huh. Abdurrahman,
Yes.
can you tell me the answer? Doctor is wrong. Think about something else.
Decoration and skin protection.
Now, decoration is one word and is second word. Skin protection is 3 and 4 words. We have a limit, no more than 2 words.
Then it will be like decoration, protection.
No, protection is, it doesn't make sense here. Amjad.
So I'm still thinking on this answer, because at first when I practiced this question that day, I was opting for protection, comma decoration.
Mm-hmm.
So right now decoration is firm answer, but I do have vote for protection still. But
Okay, now
somehow
protection.
I'm still not satisfied with it.
Yeah. Actually, protection doesn't make any sense.
Makes sense,
Protection of
yes.
what? Protection of what? Now, this question is really, really tricky question, and I want you guys to pay attention to this. Look, apart from painting, first of all, he has this examiner, or this question has eliminated one usage of ochre mixture, and that is painting. Right? What is the other purpose? Now you have to figure out. I told you that day, this decoration is kind of two, and wall, object, and skin are like A plus B plus C. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
So that means 2 is with A, it is 2A, 2B, and 2C. That means wall decoration, object decoration, and skin decoration. This decoration is with all these 3 words. Agreed so far? Any confusion? Any
No,
doubt?
sir.
No. Abdurrahman, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So how do we decorate using a mixture? How do we decorate? We just paint it, isn't it? We will paint a wall to decorate it. We will paint an object to decorate it. And we will paint a skin to decorate it. Isn't it the case?
Yes.
So that means this usage, wall painting, object painting, and skin painting, has been eliminated here in the question, apart from painting.
Okay.
Okay, so now which other usage is left now?
Skin protection.
Skin protection, that's it. Got it?
Yes. Yes.
Abdurrahman, okay, agreed?
Yes, sir.
Doctor,
Okay.
agreed? But I hope this is a very, very good learning. When we were reading this passage, I asked you I asked you a slightly different question. In that, give you a word limit of maybe 3 words, I guess. And then I asked you, okay, what are the usage of this? In that, you said, okay, it is decoration, comma, skin protection. because I had given you a word limit of 3 words that day. I hope you remember that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But now look at the beauty of this question. It is eliminating these 3 choices actually. Now try to figure out some synonyms, or you can say some paraphrasing. What is the meaning of might here? Might. Sorry. I have chest infection. Sorry. Doctor.
Might.
Now, might. What is the meaning of might? Might is
Might,
right. Might
yeah.
means might means here it is second form of may. Okay, may and might. This is one of the what we call it. What we call it?
May means like
May, might,
might,
can,
undoubtful,
Yeah,
doubtful.
yeah, 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 yeah. When you are not sure about something,
Yeah.
when you say it's an optional, it may be the case or it may not be the case. Okay, so that means this is a guess of the researcher, maybe. This is guess of historians, maybe. That, okay, according to their estimates, they are guessing that, okay, ancient people might have been using a ochre mixture for these purposes. Now look at the look at this sentence here in the passage.
Could have.
Could have functioned, yeah. Now this word, these 2 words are also producing the same meaning as that of might, isn't it?
Yes.
Agreed? Now, have used for, and now look here, it says functioned as.
Yes.
This
Okay.
mixture could have functioned as, or this mixture could have been used for. Getting it? Abdurrahman, you are tired today, or you are not fresh yet, or you have just reached back from your class, or you are still on Eid holidays?
I'm back. I'm back.
I'm back physically, mentally, both.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are back by your heart?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Welcome back then. Please participate. I can't hear you today. Right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, I want your participation now. Right. So far so good. Let's move forward. I guess any
Yes.
questions? No questions?
No question.
Mhm.
Clear. Okay. So these are the answers, and now I'm moving forward. Sentence completion task. Before I move on, essentially speaking, sentence completion task and all other tasks like summary completion, flowchart completion, table completion, diagram completion, labeling, all of these actually ask you to write some word in a blank space. That's it. When I say sentence completion, in our in maybe in our Pakistani educational system, we call it as fill in the blanks questions.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in these kind of questions, you have to pick some word either from the passage, or sometimes you are given some choices and you have to choose some word from the given option. But either you choose from the passage or you choose from the given choices. You have to complete a sentence by filling in that gap. That's it. By sentence completion, we only mean fill in the blanks. That's it. Clear? Okay. Now, these kind of questions generally check your ability to find some specific details or information from the passage or in the passage. You must fill in the sentences with appropriate words from the passage. Remember, even if you forget to put an S at the end, your answer will be counted as incorrect. Remember this thing. Be careful about, be careful especially when you are transferring your answer to the answer sheet. Got it?
Okay.
The sentences will paraphrase the words and ideas, and we have just seen how they paraphrase it. Okay, I've tried to demonstrate this thing in last two questions for you. Paraphrase is the use of different words with the same meaning. So if you have, as I have told you earlier, if you have the native meaning in your mind, no matter what different words are used in the passage, your mind will alarm you. Look, this is thing you are looking for. This helps you to test how much reading passage you understand. They also contain the details that help you find the part of the, okay, that is the same thing that we have already covered. If you remember, we studied a two-step procedure. In the first step, we first locate the relevant part of the passage where something is mentioned, and in the second, step, we we find out the exact details which is asked in the question. Shumaila, I covered this point today in the recap session, and for Amjad and Abdurrahman, if you are unable to recall it, uh, you can watch that recording. We covered this point in the towards end of our last lecture. Okay,
Right.
right. So Abdurrahman, I can't hear you again.
Yes, I'm on, man.
Okay, you are on. Right. So now for questions four, this is the same thing. I have already covered it. This question, for question four, which words in the passage mean the same as keep in? Can you tell me? Keep in?
Keeping,
Yeah. Which synonym was used in the passage? Do you remember that?
keeping.
Keep in.
Stored in.
Stored in.
Spot.
Yeah. Let me show you here. Stored into abalone shells.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. Now, for question five, which word in the passage help you to identify what happens nowadays? Nowadays. Which word?
Okay.
Modern.
Modern, right? This was the word that told you, okay, this is happening nowadays. Okay?
Hmm.
From those living more than 200,000 years to nowadays, to modern days. Now, for question six, which words in the passage mean the same as used for? I've already covered it.
Functioned.
Functioned as, right? Okay. Now, this is just a small exercise about paraphrasing, and I have already covered it in the previous exercise. Now this is the remaining part of the passage, the previous passage that you had seen. If you remember, we studied this, we read actually this passage in detail, maybe in our second or third reading lecture. I hope you remember that. I read this passage for you. I guess we spent about 45 minutes on that. Fine. So now these two paragraphs are in continuity to that passage. And now I want you guys to read one sentence at a time and then try to, go into depth and try to dissect that sentence to get 100% understanding. Okay? Got it?
Okay.
Okay. Now, so who will read the first sentence? I guess it's Abdurrahman.
Okay, sir.
Alphabetically, he comes first.
Okay. The the Columbus cave discovery is the earliest known example of pigment or paint producing workshop. All of the materials were discovered at the same time, and they include an array of raw materials, including samples of bones and charcoal, as well as pigment producing equipment such as grindstones and homestones. Judging by the equipment, which shows signs of wear, Henschelwood and his team were able to reduce the process used to produce an anchor and onshore something mixture.
Okay, okay, bus. Stop, stop. So now Amjad, it's your turn. Please read the same thing again. I want all of you to read it one by one
Okay.
and try to understand it 100%. Abdurrahman, please go. Sorry, Amjad, please go ahead.
The Blombos cave discovery is the earliest known example of a pigment or paint producing workshop. All of the materials were discovered at the same site, and they included an array of raw materials, including samples of bone and charcoal, as well as pigment producing equipment such as grindstones and hammerstones. Judging by the equipment, which shows signs of wear, Hanshelwood and steam were able to deduce the process used to produce the aqua mixture.
Okay, doctor, do you want to read it separately or you have understood it?
Sir, as you say,
No,
I
you
think,
just tell me. Are you comfortable
okay,
now?
I want to read.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay, so the Blombus cave discovery is the earliest known example of a pigment or paint producing workshop. All
Mm-hmm.
of the materials were discovered at the same time and they included an
Same
array of
site.
raw materials, same site.
Mm-hmm.
And they included an array of raw materials including sample of bone and charcoal as well as pigment producing equipment such as grindstones and hammerstones.
Mm-hmm.
Judging by the equipment which shows sign of wear, Hanshelwood and his team were able to reduce the process used to produce the ochre mixture.
Okay, that's fine. We will try to address this part. I mean, I will ask you three questions in that, and let's see how do you answer to it. But before I move on, can you see this word pigment producing? Sorry,
Yes, sir.
this will be counted as one word or two words. Can you tell me?
So one word.
One word. Anything joined by this hyphen or dash is counted as one word. Clear?
Yes, sir.
But you cannot add this hyphen from your side. It should be there
Hmm.
in the passage. Okay, now I want you guys to have a look on these questions, and rather let me directly jump to the question form. Choose no more than three words from the passage. Can you see this limit? Choose no more than three words and try to fill in these gaps. That means complete these sentences, sentence completion task. Two ingredients used to make paint found in the cave were dash and dash. Good luck to all of you.
Bone and charcoal.
Uh-huh.
Raw materials and no, no more
Mm-hmm.
than 3 words. Okay, so raw materials and equipment.
Mm-hmm. Abdurrahman. Yeah, Abdurrahman. Waiting for your answer. Oh my God. Are you awake?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Grindstone, grindstone,
Just give me any
limestone.
answer. I will not confirm any of the answers right now.
Mm,
First, I will ask you the next question and then I'll come back to it. So keep your answer with you. If you can, if you want to share with us, we'll be grateful. If
mm,
you don't want to share with us, we can move on to the
is
next question. Sorry, come again.
it grindstone and hamstone?
Oh my God. Okay. What about question number two?
Mm,
Two examples.
Now,
yes.
Abdurrahman, you will tell me the answer of question number two first, then doctor, then Amjad.
Okay. Brimstone and Hamstone.
Okay, so what about number one now?
Okay, sir. Can I ask you a question in this?
Yeah, yeah, just a minute.
It's
Just
possible.
let me conclude these two questions and then Amjad, please. Okay. Right, doctor, what is your answer?
Charcoal and grindstones.
Oh my God. Okay, Amjad, what is your answer?
The tools said here are grindstones and hammerstones
Right,
only.
right, fine. So, Amjad, your both of your answers are correct. First, you may ask me the question, and then I'll explain different things about this.
Sir, my question was that we have been asked to write no more than three words, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The first question, uh, it's written like samples of bone and charcoal, right?
You will not use word "and" here. Remember,
Yeah, I got it. I got it because at the end is already given,
"and" is
so I
already.
don't have to use that.
Yeah, yeah,
One
exactly.
word will be charcoal. It's very clear. The
Very
other
right.
word here is like raw materials, including samples of bone.
Yeah.
So, can I write bone samples
No,
or just bone?
you will write bone.
All right. Okay.
Okay, fine. So now let me explain this thing to all of you. Do you remember our first passage? The first passage was about health tea, but after that we read a passage about uh, a sudden dramatic change in the diet of people or children after World War One or something. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
And in that passage, I, tried to explain you that when you are reading, try to dissect the longer sentences, especially. Okay, recalling the same example in which I told you that okay, there was a sentence that okay, this dramatic change. The major factors are in the first one was technological factors, and then in bracket there were some examples of technological changes. Do you remember that? Refrigerators, canning, and something.
Yes.
Then there was a comma, and there was something about social changes or something. Okay, and in that there was an example of boarding schools. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And then there was third example after and. If you will divide the sentence or dissect the sentence like this, it will really help you to find the answers.
Okay.
Okay, now let me apply the same formula here. The Blombos cave discovery, okay, that means whatever we are talking about, it is about that discovery. That Henschel Woods team, has discovered something. And what do you think? Do you remember what they have discovered? They had discovered a workshop, some tools, and ochre mixture. Do you remember that? They discovered a workshop to make the ochre mixture. Okay, I know you won't be able to recall it because you had read it only once. Because I have I teach this thing every month once at least, so I remember that part. But let me go back and just show you that thing, and then I'll come back. Oh, sorry. Now, do you remember this thing? This subheading, the oldest ochre processing toolkits and workshop ever found. Do you remember this now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Similarly, here Henshelwood had reported a discovery of a mixture. So some mixture was found, and this mixture was found in a workshop along with some toolkits. And if you remember, the comments made by Henshelwood here in the inverted commas, he said that this is not a very simple method. People have to bring different ingredients from different parts of the landscape, and then they bring it in the workshop. And this process is not simple. That means this process or this discovery shows that people in the old times had some knowledge of chemistry, even some 200 years, so 200,000 years back. I hope you remember it now.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now if you see, he is talking about this same discovery is the earliest known example of what? Pigment or paint producing workshop. Okay. So this is the workshop in which pigment or paints are produced. Now you see all of the materials were discovered at the same site. This was the discover which was this was the material which was discovered, and explaining, okay, what was those all of the materials, what were those materials. In this, it included what? Two things. Now I'm changing the color of my pencil here to tell you that they discovered, sorry, all of the materials were discovered at the same time, at the same site. And just to explain what all of the materials included, it says that it included two things. Now you see, it included two things. The first thing is an array of raw materials, number one. Second thing is, as well as equipment, pigment producing equipment. These were the two things this author has mentioned. Okay? All of the materials were discovered. Okay, when I say all of the materials were discovered, author elaborates it that this material included two things. First thing is an array of materials. Can you see this? That I've
Yes, sir.
spoiled now. Okay. And the second example is pigment producing equipment. Got it? Then
Okay.
the author further explains or give two examples of raw materials and two examples of pigment producing equipment. In raw materials, it says including which two raw materials? Bone
Bone and charcoal.
and charcoal. These are the examples of raw materials. And
Okay.
grindstones and hammerstones are the examples of what? Pigment
Tools or
producing
equipment.
equipment.
Hmm.
You got it? Just like that first paragraph that I was talking about, in which it said that there are three factors. The first factor was technological factor. Do you remember it? And in bracket, there were some examples of the technological factors: canning, refrigeration, transport. Then there was another factor, social change or something. And in bracket, there was an example of this, something about the boarding schools. Exactly like that, it says that some materials were found, and these materials included what? Two things. These materials included what? Two things. First was array of raw materials. And next word including is about what does these array of raw materials included. And second thing, as well as pigment producing equipment. If this point is not clear to you, you can ask me again and again. This is very important because you may lose 2 or 3 marks because of such, such tricky questions. Abdurrahman, is that clear now? Abdurrahman is not there. Okay, I'm telling you. Uh, what about you, doctor? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Abdurrahman, please come back. We are waiting for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you back?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right, Tal. I hope this point is clear.
Yes.
Now, if you see, now try to find the synonyms again, synonym exercise. Two ingredients. Ingredients. What is raw
Ingredient?
materials? Raw materials. By raw material, we mean something used to produce something that is raw material, isn't it? Like if I say cement or crush and maybe steel, we mix all these things to produce maybe concrete. So now these three things will be counted as raw materials. Raw materials to produce concrete. And that means they are ingredients